Okay, so we have an inclined railway traveling on a straight track on a steep hill as shown in the diagram. So he's traveling from here to here. Locations on the railway can be described by the coordinates in reference to x, y, and z axes. So that's x, y, and z. Note z is 0 because this is on the ground. Z is 250 because he's 250 meters high. Find the distance between stations A and B, right? The distance AB, this is straight out of the formula booklet, guys. It's the square root of, this is a big one, it's going to be the x minus the x, this minus this, squared. So it's 20 minus 140 squared. You can do 140 minus 20 as long as you're consistent, because it's x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. So this is going to be 5 minus 15 squared. You can see why it doesn't matter, because 5 minus 15 squared is 100, because minus 10 squared is 100, and 15 minus 5 squared is 100, because 15 minus 5 is 10, 10 squared is 100. Anyway, finally, 250 minus 0 squared. This actually wasn't big enough. Okay, and I can just put that straight into the calculator to give me, let's do that here. It is the square root of 20 minus 140 squared plus 5 minus 15 squared plus, well, it's just 250 minus 0, 250 squared. The square root of that is 10 root 770, which, if I want that as a decimal, which I do, 277.489, 277.489, which is approximately equal to 277. I guess this is in meters. That doesn't seem like, yeah, meters. Okay, fine. So this is in meters. Okay, part B. Station M is to be built halfway between stations A and B. So M is going to be here somewhere in the middle. Find the coordinates of M. So the midpoint is this plus this over 2, 140 plus 20 over 2. So you half the x coordinates, comma, you half the y coordinates, 5 plus 15 over 2, and you half these ones, 0 plus 250, which is 250 over 2. And I can actually do these in my head. 140 plus 20, 160 over 2 is 80. 20 over 2 is 10. 250 over 2 is 125. So these are the coordinates of M. Finally, part C, he says write down the height of station M in meters above the ground. Well, look, guys, the height, the Z coordinate is the height, because he's 0 meters above the ground, because he's on the ground. He's 250 meters above the ground. So how high is he above the ground? This question, by the way, is just checking to see if you understand that the Z coordinate is the height. Write down means it's just one mark. The answer is 125, because it's the Z coordinate of that midpoint. Okay, that's question 2.